Also got some snacks in the fridge if I get a little peckish. Oh, we're going to the trial already. I wanted to see the show! Whatever. 9:46 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2, June 16th. Huh. Mr. Red's not here today. He said his old foot injury was acting up. Old injury? He was all smiles yesterday. Yep. Yes, he smiled when he said, "We'd be fine as long as you're there, Trucy." Yes, fine. We'll be fine. Here comes justice. I started my voice training at 5 this morning. Oh, do some now. I want to see, or hear. Okay. Ahem. My name's Apollo Justice and I'm fine. That sounds more like a self-mantra than voice training. I'm fine, you know what I'm saying? Hey, what up, dude? What's up with the shirt? Where do you get that shirt, dude? Oh, good morning. Yo, sup? Hit me with that guilty verdict, G. See if I care. You just hang loose and let things go with the flow, you know what I'm saying? Not really. Well, okay. I'll be running your mouth like that in here. See, that's the difference between me and you, old man. I ain't afraid of no cops. Real G's can't keep it real till they spend some hard time in the pen. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. So true. So true, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Sounds like they both have been voice training too, Apollo. My worst fears realized. The trial's starting, and I still haven't had a real talk with my client. And he also wants to just go to jail, so. June 16th, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 4. Shoreline. There he is. Court is now in session for the trial of Walkie Kataki. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready to rock and roll, her judge? It's him! A guy from yesterday. He's a prosecutor? It's Mr. Gavin's brother. Long time no see, Prosecutor Gavin. Were you taking a leave of absence? Oh, you know, that little band I started in the free time. Thing is, we got real popular. Hard to say 9 to your fans when 3 of your singles go platinum, yeah? I see, to be honest, I was a little concerned. I figured you might still be distraught over that one trial. Not to worry, Your Judge. I wouldn't miss this day in court for the world. It's worth even more than VIP passes to one of my concerts, yeah? How could I pass up the chance to see the true strength of the little boy who bested my brother? Or moi? Hello? It was worth canceling a show or two. Understood. You may give your opening statements to the court. Before that, I was thinking, is the air in this courtroom not a bit serious? It is a court of law, dude. Oh no, what is he gonna do? That's no way to get the crowd jumping, Our Judge. They're not supposed to jump. This is a courtroom. Octon, baby. Today we played my way. Let's go, rock and roll. Is he actually playing that in the court? What's that noise? Sometimes you have to get on up in order to get down to prosecuting. This is crazy. The victim, Paul Maractus, director of the Maractus Clinic. Man, this guy's got a fucking kick-ass theme. Man, he's going hard on that guitar. Yo, can I buy like some of these? How much are they? Na, 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 na. I went to listen to this on Spotify. Alright. There, that's how he looks, by the way, don't he? He was pulling that cart last night. It was raining. The scene. People Park. He was found pulling a noodle stand. What in the world was a doctor pulling a noodle stand? Yes, I believe. You will only find that out by asking the defendant right here. Right now. Because it's an undeniable truth that he shot the victim. What do you mean, undeniable? If you were to glare at anyone, Justice, glare at this punk in the defendant's chair. His crime was witnessed quite clearly, you see. Very well. Please admit this witness to the court. Yeah, uh-huh. 9. Not yet. Thank you for air guitar, sir. But this is a courtroom. So this is a Wendy's. First, there's a little matter to be cleaned up. Could you talk without the accompaniment? I swear, I can see the guitar for a second. Great. My assistant is a fan. I'm screwed. What is it, Prosecutor Gavin? The motive, Judge. Why did the little punk do it? Why did he kill the director of the Merictus Clinic? Objection! Not so fast. The defendant doesn't have to explain that. Oh? But what if the defendant specifically requests to do so? As he did this morning. I want to give a shout out to all my homies. I believe he said. Oh, fuck. Yo, dude, we're screwed about, What? What are homies? What is right? They always say that on stage, you should hit the crowd with speed and ferocity. I thought you were gonna say, they always say that. I want to give a shout out to all my homies on stage. Sounds like he got you good, huh, Polly? Whose side are you on? Well, this is highly unusual, but the court will now hear from the defendant concerning his motive in the crime. So, you, son, are the defendant. Rocky, are you? Are you son, old man? You step to a Kataki. You best be prepared to step strong. You step to a public official. You'd best be prepared to step into jail. You gotta hand it to him. Waki sure has guts. That's not his guts I'm worried about. Well, then the court will now hear testimony on the defendant's motive. From the defendant himself. Oh, please tell me you stabbed him. Waki Kataki's truth. I'll tell you one thing. That doctor was a quacker. You mean cracker? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Someone had to show him what's what. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my op, something bad. And then he just lets me go. Well, word. See you later. Bye. So I gotta go in. Get another doctor patch me up again. That's what was the day I done figured it out. No OG's gonna let that pass. That's why I went to his pad that night. Know what I'm saying? To his pad? Like, you're saying you were one of the victim's patients? I don't know what he was saying, to be honest. A lot of stuff goes down when you're keeping it real on the street. True that. I'll tell you one thing. That doc was a whack. Love this guy. So stupid. Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination. What is his fiance seeing him? I can't believe this is the first time I'm hearing about all this. Yeah, man, you didn't even get to meet your fucking client, bro. Alright. A quacker. What is a quacker? First of all, the word you're looking for is quack or cracker. I'm not too sure. And isn't that a little harsh? He's your family doctor. Who asked you, Pony Locks? Who do you think you are? You're a lawyer? Look, I ain't trying to hear that. He was a quacker. Plain and simple. By someone, you mean... Was there anyone with a score to settle with this doctor? Besides you, I mean. You better ask someone else, Holmes. What do I care? I made my own mind and did what had to be done. Straight gangster style. But why were you so mad at this doctor? Yo, sit back and listen while I drop it, J-Man. J-Man? What was your op? So you were a patient at the Meritus Clinic half a year ago. For what reason? I had what you might call a mark of honor. Can you explain precisely what was wrong? We had a little run-in with the Rivales family. That's when I pulled a jack move. Oh shit, the Rivales family fucking him up. I ran into an ambush. She busted a cap right in me. According to my sources, you couldn't stand the stress of waiting and ran in 15 minutes before the appointed time by yourself. I was more than a match for those guys. Wait, he just didn't work, so he was like, I'm going there myself. Call of Duty style, you know? Won that war. Fucking just got shot immediately. It's like he's not dead. So you were carried to the Meritus Clinic from there. Apparently he was shot in the heart. Holy shit! How are you alive? Shot in the heart? He's still alive? I can catch bullets between my teeth. But I never learned how to catch them with my heart. What? The bullet stopped just short my thumper. You know what I'm saying? I would have been golden if it weren't for that whack doc. Can't even take out a stupid bullet. Motherfucker, it wasn't in your heart. I'm pretty sure he tried his best. So as you say, the surgery was a failure. That ain't all of it, Holmes. Then he just lets me go without a word. See you later. Bye. Oh, I forgot. I got so caught up in this man's. Lets you go, huh? What do you mean he just lets you go without a word? What do you think it means? It's whack. That's what? I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds bad. It sounds though her doctor wished to hide his mistake. This is why he let the defendant go. He's a liar, straight up. He's a badder G than me. Who's this other doc? So this bullet is still... You know it. I can still feel it. Right there in my chest, pressing up against my heart. Your words are like a bullet, shot straight into my heart. Or something to that effect. Incidentally, that's from one of our hit singles. I'm pretty sure that's copyright. Well, that sounds like a straightforward case of malpractice. Word, J-Man. We're no accident. That's for shit. God. Seems that there were issues with this doctor. Man, put him down was like doing the world a favor. Wacky, please consult your lawyer before saying things like that. Chin up, Apollo. Back straight. Thank you. Remember to practice good posture, everybody. But why did this mistake only come to the light of that day? It was found during the family health checkup. The family health checkup? That was the wackest thing of all. All G's lining up, taking eye exams and all that. Better die young than fade away. Bazoy! A relief to hear. What's a relief? Oh, did your father not tell you? That bullet you carry so close to your heart, if not attended to immediately, it could kill you. Oh. Yeah, I mean, there is a bullet near his fucking heart, my dude. What? Yes, Dr. Meritus had acknowledged concerning this ticking time bomb in you. Knowledge that could have saved your life. No way! That's whacked! There is proof. Your checkup report. Results from a checkup report performed in June. Metallic object found near heart. How ironic that you would kill the one man capable of helping you. Problem is, he did not know that either, so I can't just be like, well, he obviously wouldn't have killed him because he was gonna help him. But, no. Walkie-Kentucky, age 19 male, report filed June 14th. Notes, metallic object found near heart. Urgent exam needed. Oh. You're almost as careless as he was. Oh. Well, now that the place is hopping, let's get this gig started. Started? You've had enough. Oh, enough of a warm-up act, yeah? Time to hear from the witness. Lucky sure is quiet all of a sudden. I'm a little uneasy myself. Is this Gavin's strategy? Who is this? So, you will tell us your name and occupation? It was over their eyes. Why do they look like the fucking Titan man, Titan person from the fucking Attack on Titan? This guy looks like the colossal Titan user. My name is Wesley Stickler. By occupation, I take it you the profits of society at large support a livelihood under which the definition I must be confessed to being unemployed. However, we must acknowledge the meaning of identity, which is commonly attached to the notion of occupation. And once we have accepted this reality, we see that our confusion of Dante Gestalt, the vagueness inherent in the representations of the... By which he means to say that he is a student. Didn't we have one of those in, like, another trial? Oh, it was the Maggie Bird one. The one where Phoenix lost his memories and got his head hit. A junior at Ivy University, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, in the departments of science and engineering. No! Get out of here! Filled with curiosity for all things, I spend my days in the pursuit of truth, honing my... Stickler, please direct said curiosity to the case at hand today. Very well, Mr. Stickler. Please testify to the court about what you saw on the night of the crime. You asked quite simplistically what I saw. However, the standard Homo sapiens possess two eyes and receive and interpret data, sending messages in the form of... It's just faded out. It's like, alright, we're done. I'm not in the park. That night, I passed through the park on my way home from shopping. When I saw them. One man pulling a stand, another man facing him. I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim, was the defendant. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. A shot! The bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead. Was there anyone else in the park at that time? I can say with 100% accuracy that there was not. The pistol that witness refers to is this. The court accepts this into evidence. Up and left at the crime scene. 2 rounds were fired. Fingerprints were wiped. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may cross-examine the witness. I would love to, yes, Your Honor. Juicy. Why are you standing like that? Staring like that at the witness. That man. I can't help but feel I've seen him somewhere before. Like on the Attack on Titan television show. He looks like the Colossal Titan. It's those eyes. What's with those eyes? Shopping. What are you shopping for? On the way home from shopping, you said. Why go to the park? Ah, fascinating inquiry. Revealing me culpable of being insufficiently verbose. Let's consider the time saved by passing through the park on the way home from the store. In that time, I'm capable of solving 2 GMAT problem sets. On average, it requires me 3 minutes, 24 seconds to ergo. The time to complete is on average 6 minutes. However, in the case that questions are the verbal category, admittedly, I'm not... That's enough. I get the idea. Mr. Justice, to go home to finish the cross-examination sometime this month. Don't fucking ask him useless questions. Please, I have a recording booked after this trial. And I've got a show to perform. Gee, sorry, you're all so busy. Just gotta get living. He doesn't have many years left. Please don't go into a tangent with us. Were these men talking by any chance? Ah, now that you mention it, they were, though I cannot claim I heard them clearly. Only fragments, such as, "You lied to me." Oh, and, "I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine, pal." It's just as a defendant claims. I believe you wish to teach the victim what it felt like to take a bullet in the heart. If that's true, then this is a vital piece of testimony. Sounds like you heard him clearly enough to me. Hold it! Might I be allowed to amend my testimony? What now? To be precise, he did not say pal, but man. Yes, that was the way of it. I swear it on my diploma. What's the difference? Hey, it's very important. And this other man, who was he? You sure? How can you be so sure who's the defendant? The crime took place at night. Could have been too dark. Perhaps I was remiss in not mentioning this earlier? Huh? You see, in class, I always sit in the very backmost seat. Do you know why? Who cares? Because I do not wish to anyone to copy my perfect notes. And this relates to your testimony how? He has very good vision. I mentioned this to illustrate my predisposition to that which is perfect. It was dark, you say? Yet there are lights in the park. I say the defendant was in the park that night, then he was in the park that night. It is hard. It is a hard, immutable fact. He's confident. He seems to be telling the truth, too. Okay. Are you sure the pistol you saw is the same as the one just submitted as evidence? Am I sure? Surely you jest. Or so a common witness would be tempted to say. Huh? Keeps powdering his nose, his lips or something. Yet I am no common witness. I see not only events as they are, but the logical structure governing these events. First, we must consider the fact that it was night in the park, which in the field of vision due to insufficient levels of illumination. Now, consider the pistol was called Object A. Sure, it becomes difficult to say certainly that Object A was indeed Object A. I think he means he couldn't see it that clearly. My badge for a normal witness. The fact that a pistol was fired before my eyes is indisputable. I can still see it when I close my eyes. The defendant raised his weapon. Oh, okay. Actually, I was gonna say it, but no, we mean no one. Objection! No. Objection. Phew. That's all of it. I think I have a chance. Is that you relaxing? I see, Your Justice. Ahem. Objection! It's quite enough, Mr. Justice. Apollo, pace yourself. This trial's not over yet. Right. Look at this. He is only a rookie attorney. The autopsy report. Is there a problem with the autopsy report? Right. A problem. Problem. Yes, the problem. Oh, come on, man. You're being set up this much trouble. The problem is the location of the entry wound. The location? You testified that the killer shot the victim square in the forehead, did you not? Ah, I've already determined your angle of inquiry. Allow me to explain. It is quite simple, really. First, understand that when I say square, I speak not geometrical absolute, but what do I mean by this? A perfect... We get krypton particle? Well known fact is that krypton particles are rare and invisible to the naked eye, which points to the basic fallacy in your line of reasoning, namely that what... Mr. Justice, I'm going to kill this man if you do not fucking explain what he just said. Yes? What's your objection to these, krypton particle things? This is the big time. And you are obsessed with something so small. You disappoint me. No, I'm obsessed with something big. I mean, there's a bigger, less nitpicky problem here. Do tell. Just look at the autopsy report. The location of the entry wound was the right temple. Temple? Mr. Stickler, you said quite clearly that the victim was shot square in the forehead. That's a contradiction. Isn't it? I mean, he's right. Oh my god, he's actually kind of right. It is, right? Finally! That's how he sounds. Objection! Edge justice! Oh, edge justice. Yes? Your tactics are outdated. Try to shake the witness by objecting to trifles. Surely you haven't forgotten the fatal wound your master suffered 7 years ago? Phoenix, right, was it? Why are we mentioning him? He's not in this court. Look, I know the wound was in the wrong place according to this testimony. He's crying. He's about to fucking bawl his eyes out, bro. He looks like that meme. Oh, what meme was it? It was the face. I don't look like handsome Squidward a bit. Hey, at forehead? Forehead? Let us imagine you are walking through the park. You see two men facing each other. One with a pistol, trained on the other. What would you do at forehead? Well, I guess I'll try to stop them. I'll probably shout stop. And you, Fräulein? Me? Well, I'd probably scream, Hee! And you, Ed Stickler? What did you shout, I wonder? Huh. If the victim turned his head at the last moment. Ow, goddammit. Oh yes, thank you for jogging my memory. Sounds like an addendum to the testimony is required. Yeah, so it's and then the part 2. Alright. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Cease this at once, you two! I cried with composure. The victim turned in the direction of my voice. A shot rang out. Whereupon, our cowardly killer, the defendant appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. I mean, I would have assumed he just shot you too. He'd be like, alright, well, shit. I see, so you attempted to stop the crime. Indeed. With composure. Well, maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired if he hadn't shouted like that. That doesn't really matter now, unfortunately. Let us consider this new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram, if you would. Ooh, diagrams. I have such a good track record with this. The witness, Mr. Stickler, was it? Stood here. He shouted, "Oh, stop, please," or something of this nature. And the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. Sure. If the killer were to have fired at just that moment, as you can see, the bullet would have struck the right temple as in the report. That does seem to be the case. Witness the power of a junior Ivy University's Department of Science. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may cross-examine the witness. More cross-examination. Why would you take action? So you saw a raised pistol, weren't you frightened? I can be said we students of Ivy University know no fear. The moment I saw the pistol, my innocence have just compelled me to take action. That was certainly brave of you. You might have gotten shot. You certainly were lucky. If I were in the killer's shoes, I certainly wouldn't have left the witnesses behind. He actually looks like he had no idea he was in danger. Yeah, but dude, he would have probably shot you if that did happen. Regardless, I attempted to halt the bloodshed. Are you sure both men were able to hear your voice? They were, of course. My high, exquisite voice echoed through the park. And the victim responded to that clarion call. Quite. The victim turned in the direction of my voice. The shot rang out. Blah, 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 blah. Did you hear the gunshot at the same time as the victim turned? Indeed, I would say about the same time, to be precise. And the victim didn't ask for help. It can be said that he didn't have time to ask. He didn't even have time to take a single step. I'm totally sure that the killer fired because Mr. Stickler startled him. Say that too loud, Trucy, please. Could you describe the killer's actions more clearly? He seemed quite surprised, especially considering that it was he who did the deed. As you can see, human psychology is a tangled web indeed. He simply couldn't believe what he had done. He shot, he panicked, a common tale, but true. Unfortunately, before I could take further action. Aside, huh? You didn't try to apprehend the criminal? It all happened so fast. I'm afraid I hadn't the time. And doesn't something about that strike you as odd, Apollo? What? The killer was in a hurry, right? He fired the pistol, he tossed it right away? According to the testimony, that's what happened, yes. In that case, I'd expect to find something that we didn't find. I like the contradiction. Kinda sad to see it go. As sad as I feel. What do we do now? At least the testimony is getting a little clearer. She's right. Maybe I can find something to use in this new testimony. Yeah, I didn't find it at the scene, did I? Fingerprints wiped. I didn't find it. It's realistic gun. Ooh. But the police probably did. What about the shiv? What's up with the shiv? You didn't mention it though. Single bullet to the right temple. Our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh fuck, I'm out of here. Well, I feel like it could be this, but because I didn't find it at the scene of the crime, but I guess the police just found it afterwards. Because sometimes they just do that. This is the only thing I can think about presenting, but we'll see. Objection! Objection! Wait a second. Another misleading request. Yet you're so beholden to your own mode of discourse, you can't see how it affects you. Come again? Wait a second, you say. A second. Are we intending to wait just a single second? 1/60th of a minute? That's hardly enough time to draw breath, let alone to make a statement in court. Now, had you asked for a longer period of time, say 3 minutes, 35 seconds? Mr. Justice. Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to understand you objecting to the length of a second. What? Yes! I mean, no! Here, just take a look at the pistol. It doesn't have a single fingerprint on it. A common ploy made all the more common, I fear, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are slow to leave fingerprints. Yeah, but he didn't wipe it while he tossed it away. You didn't see him do that, did you? But you said the killer tossed the gun and ran. That's right. He didn't have time to wipe the gun for prints. The little girl sticking it to the university student. There's a song in there. I'm not little. Then let's think like adults, shall we, Fraulein? Eh? What if the defendant was wearing gloves? Damn it. Damn it. I didn't think of that, Paula. Fuck. Damn it. Trucy. Sorry. Trucy, please. Trucy, come on. Could you come up with a different one? Maybe he wasn't. Well, Mr. Justice, could the killer have been wearing gloves? No way. The record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were wiped, which means some trace of prints remained, which contradicts your testimony. If everything happened as you say it did, he wouldn't have had time to wipe the pistol. Are you gonna be shocked, or? That may be, but it does not change what I saw. The killer, the defendant, he drew down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled. And this pistol was found at the scene of the crime, strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of. That sounds solid to me. Well, therefore, ahead. Any of your precious objections? What gives, Apollo? Let's see that voice training go to work. You know, I've only recently realized something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say. What do you mean, nothing to say? Isn't obvious from what that witness just said? Huh? Isn't what obvious? When he restated what he saw just now, he said he saw Waki drop a murderous weapon. But that's not the same as being 100% sure of what Waki drew away. You're right. He's just confused because a pistol was found at the scene. Poor Mr. Stickler, it must be hard to be so perfect and yet so wrong. Well, it can be said that I'm quite offended. While it is indeed true that once was seized by the teacher and posted on the blackboard for all to see, the appellation of poor might be prefixed to my name as a... Shut up! What we can say for certain is that the witness saw the killer throw something. Does the defense have anything to say about this? Well, if what he drew wasn't a pistol, then it had to be something else. At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking. Girl, wipe that smile off your pretty face, Gavin. Pretty? Oh? Hello? Guess Apollo rolls that way. Good for him. Perhaps you can inform the court as to the nature of this something else? What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene? The silver. Is that a sword? I saw one of those on late night movie last night. Great, sleep deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime with defendant's prints on it. His prints? This single piece of evidence proves two important things. One, that what the defendant drew down wasn't a pistol. Two, that the defendant wasn't wearing gloves. Indeed. Oh, forehead? You're forgetting two other things you've just proven. Is he helping me? Huh? One that the man witness saw was the defendant, Mr. Walkie-Talkie. Two, the defendant was holding a knife with the intent of harming the victim. Oh! Indeed. That being said, he didn't kill him. He didn't kill him, he had a knife. Never underestimate a Gavin is the lesson here. This court is in the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. In that light, I believe it would behoove us to hear about what really occurred. With less assuming, please. Yeah? Yeah, buddy? It is always the same with you people. Mark left the house on foot, and 5 minutes later, his brother left after him. How long would it take for Mark's brother to catch up with him? Assuming that Mark never had to stop for a traffic light. What? Assuming? Yes, that's what I said, assuming. As if that were a probable situation at all. Yet here you are assuming that my assumption is no better. What this court assumes is that the witness will testify to what happened after the shot was fired. From shot to call. I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene. Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Why didn't you chase the killer? He was, as you say, a fucking killer. What the hell do you think I'm gonna do? It's a bit of a dumb question, Apollo. Come on, man. Of course I could have run him down, yet what would he have done when cornered? Sadly, it takes more than aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that. Did the testimony earlier not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? And do we not also know that there was no one else there? It seems clear that we have our killer. Does it not? Mr. Justice. I better find a way to take this testimony down quick. Well, personally, even though he probably is, you know, gotta say something. Which way did the killer run? By that time, it was clear the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction. What do you mean he ran in the opposite direction from the Kentucky mansion? Oxung! Don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was loop back once he was out of sight. How did he know that's where I was going? You were certainly composed for someone who just witnessed a killing. If one is to devote one's life to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood. Nor be so moved by a chemical discovery that one drops one's flask upon the lab floor. Oh, cool answer. Very cool. So, nothing strange about how he acted. Juicy looks like she has something to say. Juicy, what do you got? Your cell phone. Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance? It can be said that I have dabbled in medicine. The injury I witnessed, namely a shot to the head, tends to result in death. Ergo, there was no need for me to call an ambulance. Oh, a perfect syllogism. A proof in 3 parts. Exquisite. Simply exquisite. He actually looks like he's going to cry. Juicy has really something to say. I saw no one else. Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes? I stood in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could happen at any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction. Is that all? No one came. Nothing happened at all. I saw it all. Which is to say, I saw nothing. It was late at night. It's not odd to think there would be few people around the park. So we just stood there watching. Not much to go on there. Juicy, if you've got something to say, by all means say it. I'm in a bit of danger here. I can't find a single problem with that testimony. Had enough at last, forehead. Maybe it's time to back off for a bit. No, we must never back off. That's never the answer. Defense still has some questions that demand answers, Your Honor. Your opinion, Prosecutor Gavin? I'll let him play attorney until he's satisfied, I'd say. I will assume myself by composing my next smash hit in my head. Very well, you may continue the cross-examination. If Juicy has something to say, maybe we do have to back off. Can that prevent the killer from leaving the scene? Didn't want to leave the scene in good conscience. Use my cell phone to call the police. Is this yours? Wait. I saw no one else. Wait a minute. The other cases. You didn't see anything else happen in that park? When did he die? According to the yacht. No, wait, that's fingerprints, my bad. Between 10:15 and 10:45 p.m. So in that 30-minute window. However, what proves that this happened? We could do that. The car? That happened. No, it happened right after 9, didn't it? Times do match up. Because the stand was at his house at 10, and then he went to bed, and then around 10, right before 10:15-ish, he took it, started to wheel it, and then put it back here in time for the crime. The car hit him around 9. Then he went on a panty raid for some reason, stealing bloomers specifically for some reason. If it was even him. It was rain. Some reason. Yes. I don't want to think about what reason he wanted those bloomers. Although we're gonna have to figure out why. I hate to say it, but we may have to examine this. Wait, what the heck? These bloomers sure have a distinct design. You certainly know who they belong to at a glance. That way she doesn't have to write her name on them. Genius! I would think that writing your name would be easier than drawing plum blossoms. We examined the gun. I think we did this literally nothing other than it is a gun. It do be a gun. Maybe we do have to back off. Sometimes we can back off because there's like nothing else and then we go to a different part of the testimony, but he's our only witness. If we can't like break apart his claims, then it's something about this 10 minutes later. In those 10 minutes, he found nothing. The last big thing that happened was the death of this dude. Don't remember anything else happening. Mr. Right leaves, he gets hit by a car, and then dude gets back to the noodle stand / his clinic, starts stealing bloomers, comes back, puts one of them in the exhaust pipe, and then like takes a noodle stand over to the people park and then dies. Like, what a wild case of fucking whatever the hell happened there. If that was even all him. Wait a minute. It says, found at the Meritus Clinic garage beneath a car. Who could have dropped it? If I know my Roman numerals, that says 4321 12. So it stopped at 9:30. Got dropped at 9:30. Stuck on 9:30. Does this have any... Shouldn't we have turned on the phone? Don't really know anything that would... I pressed everything. The slippers we couldn't take, because for some reason it's like, nah, not important. Use my cell phone to call the police. I'm gonna save and then we'll just let it go. It may end the case early, meaning that this could be the point of a failure. Gotta be a weakness somewhere in this testimony. No. We have to present something. He used his phone to call the police. Is there a reason to think that he wasn't able to do it? It's nothing to do with that. Sees a dead body, he's like, fuck. Calling the police. I saw no one else. Then I guess maybe the bloomers. It's just funny enough. But I don't know. Fuck it. Nope. Your Honor, this statement contradicts the evidence. You sure about that? Objection overruled. What the fuck up? I would like my health back, so... I too self-assured. Juicy please. Cannot prevent the killer from leaving the scene. 10:15, 10:45. Maybe should have brain resulting in a bullet wound. Yeah. Try to kill a run. Ran in the opposite direction. And then he immediately was like, nope, I know what you're doing. Maybe there isn't anything left to unravel in this testimony after all. Some of us have glamorous careers we'd like to get back to this month at forehead. They don't have enough to put away Walkie yet. Should I back off for now? I saved, so yeah. There's nothing fishy about that testimony at all. There's no objection to the witness's current testimony. There are any number of ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol, I assure you. Perhaps the killer was wearing gloves which wiped the previous user's prints off. Then after the deed was done, this fell out of his pocket as he was throwing the gun away. A mistake befitting of a small-time punk, in my opinion. No! Seems we've come to the end of the line here. No, it can't be at all! How unfortunate. It seems that you weren't cut out to stand on the same stage as me. Well, you add forehead. I believe this brings the cross-examination to a close. This court will now declare a verdict for the defendant, Walkie Kataki. Hold it! What the fuck? What's happening? Truthy! Nobody move. What's the meaning of this? Who are you? Is this a magic trick? I don't know who is this person. Wait, is this Phoenix? There'll be no verdict in this court. Not yet. Wait, are you one of the Katakis? The Katakis? You mean the notorious gangsters? You don't want to see me give the pretty little girl a new smile. Do as I say. Adjourn the court for 20 minutes. What? This court will not bow to the pressure from the likes of... And a judge. I see little point in further aggravating this gentleman. Recess. 20 minutes, or I promise you'll regret it. Wait, how did he disappear so fast? Come to the defendant lobby, Apollo. It was a magic trick. I suppose I have no choice but to adjourn for 20-minute recess. Bailiff, catch that mysterious man. Yeah, there was no one in the cape. She just did a magic trick to save my life here. Because they were gonna call it a fucking guilty verdict. Risky move. Let's see if it pays off. June 16th, 11:17 a.m. Trucy! You move quick, Apollo. Good show. Trucy, you're okay? I thought... He's crying. Don't cry, Apollo. God, those good-for-nothing gangsters. There's some things you just can't do. I'm pressing charges. Wait, just calm down, Apollo. Or else... Ta-da! Bro, what? That was also a slick animation there. What the heck is that? Surprise? It's one of my best tricks. The amazing Mr. Hat. You look marvelous, darling. He's a big hit on stage at the Wonder Bar. You should have gone to her show. Yes, I'm a big hit. Ha 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 ha! Well, what do you think? Do you like it? You mean you choosing? There's some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges! Apollo, now's not the time to be threatening me. It's you who's being threatened here. Huh? Remember what you said to Walkie's father yesterday? You promised you'd save his son. But that testimony was rock solid. What are you suggesting I do? Look, once the judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my talent to stop that from happening, I will. Trucy, no more stage abductions. Hollow after minutes after being worried about Trucy's life. I'm gonna kill you. I'm not talking about magic, Apollo. I know when the witness isn't confident, I can perceive what he's feeling. It might not mean anything, but it's all we've got. You can see what he's feeling? Think back, Apollo. Think back to the times when there's a contradiction in his testimony all the times. All the times there was a contradiction. He was very nervous. I remember. Well, I think I remember them, sure. There were 2 times when he made the statements he wasn't confident in. And each time, there was a contradiction. And he held, yes, a pistol. And pointed at the stand. Passing the pistol said he fled from the scene. Oh, that's right, we haven't used Apollo's trick. There's a little ability to see verbal tics. Or cues, physical cues. He said the man tossed aside a pistol. But it turned out he wasn't sure. And sure enough, there was a contradiction. Well, that's true, but how does that help us? Didn't you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit. Looking at his books. Do you see it? The very moment he said pistol, his fingers got all tense and fiddled with the corner of a page in his book. How am I supposed to see that? Well, I could see it. How else do you think Daddy went 7 years without losing a game of poker? What? Damn. I always sat next to Daddy during big matches. I could see what his opponents were feeling. I mean, that's how Mr. Right won all those games? It's not cheating officially. I wasn't looking at their hands or anything. I wasn't there all the time either. Daddy's quite good at poker after all. But not good enough to go undefeated that long. Great, so we cheated, but what does that do for us? I mean, he didn't cheat. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I can't believe this. You have to listen to his testimony one more time. No, scratch that. You have to watch his testimony, perceive the truth. Watch a testimony. Perceive the truth. The only thing I'm perceiving is that I'm going to lose. Not true. Daddy said so. He said you have the power, Apollo. Mr. Right said that. Watch the testimony. Perceive his true feelings. Is she serious? Time's up. So I can't think of any other way out of this one, Apollo. What was that she said before the trial started? Mr. Red's not here today. Old foot injury is acting up. Maybe that foot injury was when she, you know, fell off a fucking bridge. Is this what he meant by us being fine? Because he said old foot injury, not the current one where his ankle got sprained by getting hit by a car. Well, methods aside, she did avoid one guilty verdict already today. And to show this quote what I'm made of, get ready for justice. Let's do it. Apollo! You know, I'm starting to think I can do this. I knew you could do it, all along. Oh, one more thing. Bong! Try to cover from Mr. Hat as best you can. I just went from the coast and boy, my arms died. Right. Isn't there like a police officer right there? He's just like watching this happen. It's like, oh, whatever. I ain't get paid enough for this. June 16th, 11:40 a.m. District Court. Court is now back in session. Right. We're fine. Stop saying that. You do realize that a little girl was kidnapped? What do you mean we're fine? I'd like to say to the young lady standing next to you, Mr. Justice. Oh, you mean me? Do you have anything to report? You were almost kidnapped. Anything concerning the mysterious phantom in the silk top hat? Right. Him. Don't worry about him. I settled that. I beat him up. I'm good. You settled that? Yes, it was an out-of-court settlement. Right. Perhaps Fraulein would have us believe it was nothing more than a passing dream. A fantastic illusion. Now you see it, now you don't. Am I right? I think he's on me. I wish he would stop being so cool. Let's dispense with these niceties and get straight to the matter. What are your plans for our gifted witness? Right. The defense would like to request another cross-examination because I forgot to ask something. There was no issue with the witness's previous testimony. I will grant your request, however, but this court will not permit stalling for time. Understood, Your Honor. Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. Uh-huh. He seems like he's flipping your phone. Okay, so there is something about that. I'm not sure I'm qualified to watch testimonies after all. Focus, Apollo. Find his weak spot. Focus. If only that easy. My ears hear what he says. My eyes see his expression. Do I have to do something more? What other senses do I have? Use your sixth magic sense. The sense of spirits or whatever it's called. My bracelet? Oh, we haven't been privy to this. He's a bracelet. What's going on? My bracelet feels different somehow. I think Daddy was right. You can see it, can't you, Apollo? You're almost there. Find a weak spot in his testimony. I know it sounds crazy, but my bracelet is trying to tell me something. There we go. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. I'll repress it during this. So you called immediately after witnessing the murder. The police undoubtedly have a record of the call. Why not check with them? Wait, Apollo, this has to be it. Wait, you mean his habit? Don't forget Apollo. He's fiddling with his book. Only time he even had the book open was here. Which means this is the place to look for the habit. I don't know how I know, but I know. You know what? It's my bracelet. It's different somehow. I can feel it reacting to something about the witness. Oh, your bracelet. Oh, look, it's at the top there. I'm not sure. I get this focus stuff you're talking about, Chusey. But I have a feeling that trusting my bracelet is the way to go. When did you get this bracelet anyway? I just need to touch my bracelet with a triangle as it reacts to the testimony. Perceive! Woo! What's going on? Also, fun fact, I did see someone playing this, the first case, on the DS version. And apparently, the second screen has this witness here, but in like a spiral hell dimension of just fucking blue and purple spot. I wasn't sure what was going on there. We cannot see that version on this version. I can see the witness's face, his expression so clearly. It's filling my mind. I can see nothing else, hear nothing else. Apollo? Trucy, what's happening to me? You just said you couldn't hear anything. This is what I meant by focusing. Focusing. In this state, you can see everything, Apollo, everything the witness does. And that's great, but this is kind of freaking me out. Just look for Mr. Stickler's twitch, his habit, you remember it, right? Sure, when he says something he's not sure of, he fiddles with the page in his book. You got it. Right now, you're looking at the witness's face. Your eyes are sort of bugging out. I'll bet they are. First, move your focus of attention down to Mr. Stickler's hand. His hand. You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place. She's right. I can only see his face like this. I'm gonna try changing my viewpoint. Perfect. Now you're really ready. Ready for what? To perceive the truth behind the twitch. Perceive. Try listening to the witness talk as you focus. Then watch for his habit. Right. You mean when he fiddles with the page? That's right. That's your signal to look closer, to perceive with triangle. A triangle button. So it's such a magical button. Find his weak spot, and I guarantee you'll be able to give him the royal flush. Spoken like a true pokerhead's daughter. I'm a magician. Thank you very much. So I have to pay attention to his words and his fingers. Don't worry if you miss it, you can always try again. Look out. Nervous switch, here comes justice. Gotcha! There he goes. I used my cell phone. Oh. Oh, there it is, the hell dimension. Saw for a second. Oh, he didn't. He must have used the victim's phone. Maybe this phone. I saw it just now. I could see it. Mr. Justice, you have something to say? Your eyes were freaking me out there. Oh, this is banging on desks. It's quite bad for my circulation, you know. Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. Why did you fiddle with your page or your book just now? The very moment you mentioned your cell phone. What are you talking about? I'm curious now about this cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? What to ask? Ask to see his phone. Mr. Stickler, please show me your cell phone. What am I for? Show me, and you'll find out. I can't. I don't have it, you see? You don't have it? Mr. Stickler, is this your cell phone? Where did you get that? That's the phone from yesterday. Look, a cell phone. Someone dropped it beneath the tire. This car moved, it would have been crushed for sure. I wonder if it belongs to that doctor here. How strange, Mr. Stickler. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting here in my hand at this very moment? Wait a minute. What is the meaning of this? This cell phone was found yesterday in the Merictus Clinic garage. The Merictus? Why, that's where the victim lived. Oh, that's impossible. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court, didn't you? If your cell phone is here, how could you call the police? It's true. I didn't have my cell phone that night. That is why it can be said that I called the police from a public payphone. Oh, a payphone, so you didn't call on your cell phone after all. Just where was this payphone located, Mr. Stickler? Well, to indicate it with a startling high degree of accuracy, it was right around here. So you left the park, and you don't know if anyone else came by. That's quite a ways away from the park. But why did you lie? There can only be one reason. You didn't want the court to know he had lost his cell phone. Because it was found in the victim's garage. What are you saying? Mr. Stickler, you broke into Meredith's clinic garage on the night of the murder. This cell phone tells us all. Oh shit. Get fucked. Da, 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 da. Sick ass music is playing. But that's ridiculous. That makes it sound like I got stuck into his fellow's garage to commit some crime. As though I were trying to kill him. Well, Dr. Maractus was killed that night. Well, yes, but no. This is the line of reasoning against the rules. Yes, it's true. I lost my cell phone. But you can't prove that I lost it that night. Well, Mr. Justice. Actually, yeah, we can't prove that, to be honest. I don't know what happened to it. If that cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder. Oh, wait, no, the 9:30 thing. Yeah, no, we can't prove it. Never mind. But those raise considerable suspicions as to connection with the crime. Now's your chance, Apollo. Connect Mr. Stickler to the crime. Well, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? Can I prove the cell phone was dropped the night of the murder? Of course I have the evidence. Ooh, I like your swagger. Forehead, hit it. Like he's very supportive of my my fucking swagger. The court will see this evidence, Mr. Justice. Hit it, as they say. The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped the night of the murder is the actual cell phone itself. There's a clock on it. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? No comment there, Judge. Damn it! There's a clock on it. It's stopped in the time. What are you fucking telling me? No dice, Mr. Justice. Penalty. Fuck! Apollo, remember where we found that cell phone? It fell on the ground before that night. That's right. The cell phone would have been crushed. Your Honor, one more time. It's going to present the cell phone. Oh, right. No, it drove off. This happened in the accident, yeah. That's a side view mirror. As it so happens, Dr. Maractus' car was in an accident that took place the night of the murder. An accident? An accident. It happened a little after 9 p.m., just outside People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Maractus' car hit a pedestrian who will not be named in this court of law. What are you trying to say? From the absence of a mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the accident, which means it was parked there after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in that garage, then it would have been crushed. Aha! After all, it was lying on the ground right under the wheel. Ergo, Mr. Stickler, the only time you could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 p.m. the night of the murder. Yeah, the music's back. Let's go. He's starting to summon a spell. He's moving those pages so fast. Mr. Stickler, you know what this means. You did break into the victim's garage that night. This is most unexpected, Mr. Justice. Are you naming the witness as a suspect in the murder of Pal Maractus? No, stop. This is too much. This can't be happening. Prosecutor, say something. I suppose it is worth saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Stickler and Pal Maractus. That is other than this. I believe our next testimony will be most revelatory. Is this witness prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I know that face. That's the face of guilt. Now we have to look at his visual text. Mostly when he fiddles with the book. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. He's fiddling with the pages here, I guess. I must have dropped my cell phone on my way back. He's doing it very fast, so it's very different. And when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all clear as day. It was him. I saw the defendant at the scene. Yes, but your cell phone was lying in a garage. Yes. Well, as you can see, my model of cell phone has a defect. It is given to rolling. It's quite plain when I dropped it alongside the road, you know. Looks like an old cell phone to me. In any case, Mr. Justice, to cross-examination, please. Wait, did he just say that it rolled? What do you mean it rolled? Rolled where? All the way over to the... What? That's funny. The bracelet didn't react at all during this testimony. Fuck. So it's none of that. Service habit must not be acting up. I didn't sense anything either, actually. Looks like you're going on your own this time around. Right, no problem. I hope. Here comes justice. Here comes justice indeed. No bracelet. Alright, supermarket. So you went shopping, which means you were holding a grocery bag when you witnessed a murder taking place? Well, yes, of course. Now he's fiddling with the book. I mean, I would assume it would be this. Incidentally, the prosecution has received no report of this domestic detail. Mr. Stickler, can you explain yourself? No, I mean, yes, I did go shopping, really. I walked around the supermarket trying out those free samples. It is a deeply spiritual time for me. What? I'm sure the store clerks would disagree. Do you think sampling free food counts as a religion? Oh, you know what? We should make it a religion. Chat, let's make this a religion. Sample all the free food you want. In any case, that night, I sampled to my heart's content and was on my way back home, yes. Uh-huh. I must have dropped my cell phone on the way back. That's when you passed in front of the Emeritus Clinic. Why? Yes, that's correct. We gave him that one. I was gonna say Phoenix. Apollo, what are you doing? That was a pretty suspicious pause there. Yeah. Mr. Stickler, do you think you could be a bit more specific? Please show us the exact route you took on that night of the murder. Oh, of course. The supermarket is here along the main road. My way home from there takes me past the Emeritus Clinic. This is probably when I dropped my cell phone and it rolled because it can just do that, I guess. Yet woe is I walked on it unaware of my loss. I walked on, unaware of my loss. And walked right into that fateful park. Which entrance did you enter the park from? Well, to be exact, one might say that I went in from the entrance closest to the Emeritus Clinic. The same entrance our victim used. Did you notice anything when you entered? Wheel marks from the noodle stand, for instance. I have no recollection of such a thing, no. Yet though I might have missed the tracks, I could not miss what happened next. I am a keen observer of the obvious, you might say. The killer, the victim, the sand, all clear as day, even though it was night. This part of the testimony is the key, I know it. I should press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand. The noodle stand. Let's talk about the noodle stand. You happen to remember the noodle stand? Quite well, yes. For a student of the sciences, keen observation and healthy curiosity are vital. I remember everything I could read, even read the sign. Hey, what does it say? I believe it said... Noodle! Yes, that was it. For remembering something quite well, it sure took you a while to tell us. And thank you for telling us that the noodle stand sells noodles. Very enlightening. Wait a minute. No, it did not. He had to have walked on this side. He ran on that direction. So it says L Dunes. Noodle. The noodle's on the other side. So it did not say noodle. Oh, Mr. Justice! What about that sign? Could that be important? Very important! So a sign on the noodle stand said noodle. It appears the defense has just obtained a vital piece of the testimony. Are you... Oh, God, why? Is this noodle stand's broth really that delicious? I'll have to go sample the wares one of these days. That's okay. I think that's worth adding to the testimony as well, I guess. I don't know. The noodle stand saying noodle? Oh, fuck me. I don't know. Fucking add it, I guess. Whatever sort of noodles that stand sells, it can't match up to IVU's cafeteria. Oh, please. They probably sell cheap-ass food there. Some apply to the school merely for a taste of our smart noodles. I wouldn't mind a taste of that myself. I even remember this sign on the stand of the victim was pulling. It said... Noodle! Yes, it said that. No, it didn't. Objection! And you're absolutely sure the sign read noodle. Why, just last week my professor offered me this praise. At least you have good eyesight, Stickler. I'll give you that. I read it without a doubt. Noodle. It sounded like he was back-talking. He was like, at least you have good eyesight. I'll give you that. You got the question wrong, though. I see. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes? Let's take a look at our map, shall we? So you're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing here, was it? Although it would have been a bit hard to read the sign from this spot. You think so? Mr. Stickler, I would like you to please take another look at the stand and to carefully read what the sign says. See, the sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. Eldunes. Inconceivable! I'm certain it was definitely noodle, for sure. Positive. I'm afraid your professor was wrong about that eyesight. Or maybe he wasn't wrong. And you went the opposite direction. Because you were fucking at the Maractus clinic. I wouldn't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. The sign he saw changes everything. The witness says the sign said noodle. And he saw it right. What would you say if I told you that there is one spot from which the sign would be read the way Mr. Stickler claims? What? Mr. Justice, show us the spot. The witness actually viewed the sign from this location. Wait, is there a rock there? If there's a rock there, then no, I'm just gonna say it from here. The witness was standing here, on the opposite side. Flip. How do you know that? When viewed from the south, the sign on the stand reads Eldunes, as we know. However, flip. Observe the other side of the stand. Oh, this side says noodle. Exactly. The name of the stand is split between the front and back signs. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court. You witnessed a crime from the northern side of the park, not the south. Oh, you got me. So what? So what? What does it matter if he saw the killing from the north or the south side? It makes no difference at all. He's right. Travel is far enough to the south, and you will end up going north. Viewed on a global scale, directions are hard to leave without reading. Okay, what? Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change? Oh, my dude, he changes how he came into the place. Changes everything, Apollo. Juicy? Remember his testimony from before? He ran away the opposite direction of that dude. To be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading. The killer and the victim are facing each other here. Then, at the moment the killer raises his weapon, Mr. Stickler shouts, at which the victim turns his head to look. The killer fires his pistol. Pew! Ah, but if it's the opposite side, it wouldn't hit his right temple, it hits his left temple. No contradictions, right? Right, but if Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park, that reverses the whole scenario. Completely. If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now, the victim looks in his direction. Pew! The bullet wound would have to hit his left temple. Oh! Oh! In other words, someone standing at point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. Impossible. That's right. Now that we know that Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side, the wound location takes on an entirely different meaning. Indeed, you are absolutely correct, Fräulein. What meaning? The entry wound was on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north. North? Oh! That's where the witness, Wesley Stickler, was standing. Correct. So if he was standing north, then the only person here who could have shot the victim in the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself. No! That. Order! Wow, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. She's the smart one. She's flipped this whole case on his head while I was still figuring it out. Well, he's a little mad. Clever! 1 point for me, if you would, forehead. What now? Are you truly accusing this college student of murder? Well, I can't say he exactly looks innocent. Well, something still doesn't feel right. I just can't picture him as a real killer. Yes, doesn't seem like it. No, please, looks aside, I'm really a nice guy. All my friends say so. Let's hear what the defense has to say. What are you going to do now, Justice? Well, if I don't picture him as the killer, should I really accuse Mr. Stickler? We have to accuse him of another crime, which is going into the clinic. Now, I don't think Wesley Stickler is a killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why now. Yeah, you don't tell us why. The word confession isn't in my dictionary. Oh my god, my dude, you either tell us that what you really did, or we're gonna accuse you of murder. Earth forehead. I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate Earth Stickler's silence. Mr. Justice, you did say you were accusing the witness just now. For a crime other than the murder, your reason, the court's all ears. I know he's guilty of something, but what crime other than murder is there? I have evidence that shows his involvement in some other crime. Your evidence, the court is all eyes. Mr. Justice, you just said we were all ears. Or now we're all eyes? Hey, computer mine. What was the evidence that points to the witness's involvement? Well, it's the phone. We just talked about the phone. Something tells me this isn't one of those good silences. Something else to say, Mr. Justice. One more chance, please. By all means, but your effort wasn't wasted. Look, a brand new penalty. I don't want to take that penalty, sir. I would like to save scum my way out of this. And, just talk about how the fact that the phone that he talked about, he has a phone. All right. What is this other thing other than the phone? Why can't I use this phone? Oh my god, what if it was his panties? What was the bloomers? Was he stealing bloomers? Oh god. Should I? It's at the trash can. No fucking way. Okay. One more chance, please. On. That's not good enough. All right, the card thing. Did he steal the car? Oh wait. No, what? Damn it. What is the other crime? Oh no, I'm stuck. Oh, I love being stuck at this. The witness's involvement in a crime. Huh. Exhaust pipe of a car at the Meritus Clinic. It could be Trucy's panties. Maybe it was two different panty thieves. That's the only one I can think of right now. Oh my god, it was. Oh my god, I was on the right track. It was just the wrong panties. The evidence is this. What? Is that a woman's underwear? Hey, those are mine. He's not saying anything. He's not saying anything, bro. He's just like, I'm not gonna really talk about this. Don't look at me like that! Sorry, I was drinking. I was wondering when he's gonna stop. Order! Order, order! Mr. Stickler, while I can't say this comes as a shock, it's not what it seems. My Pythagorean theorem. On the night of the murder, just past 9 p.m., a young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees and hides himself in no other place than the Meritus Clinic's garage. Aha! Incidentally, these panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car here. Presumably he was trying to hide the evidence of his crime. Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you're guilty of panty snatching in the first degree. Please hear me out. It's not what it looks like. I don't know, man. It's pretty sus. Order! 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 Mr. Stickler, you should be ashamed. It's not what it seems. Yeah? What's going on, buddy? So we understand that you were silent not because you were guilty of murder, Because you lacked the courage to admit your theft of this girl's undergarments? Ahem. Perhaps you're not aware my school's name was originally written Ivy. I stands for intelligent. V stands for valiant. See? Your point. I'm not done. Now, I'm a major in the science department. And what does science teach if not curiosity? Yes, we are, of the IVU science department, are valiantly curious. No challenge is too daunting. And what greater challenge? Come on, you're talking about girls' panties here. No, you don't understand. A mystery is the unknown, and the unknown is unacceptable. What the fuck are you talking about, my dude? My friends, when it comes to mysterious panties, those panties are the promised land. Oh, Jesus Christ. From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate. For science. Bailiff, arrest this man. The full-size car tire was only the first mystery those panties revealed. A tire? What? Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled out a tire out of those panties. Oh, magic. Is it the magic? Oh my god. Come on, man. Really? But that's not all. First there was the tire, then a stew pot, and a frozen chicken? One mystery after another. It was magic. Oh, I remember now. Oh, you said you saw him before. Yeah. He's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar. Huh? He's talking about my magic panties trick. Oh, magic panties trick? What? I just don't understand. A broom from a pair of panties? It mocks the very laws of physics. Do his magic trick. A broom and a frozen chicken, Trucy? What happened to doves and bunny rabbits? Mr. Stickler, you stole the girl's panties to understand the magic trick? Dude, what's wrong with you? You say panties, but there's so much more than that. For me, they are an object of serious study. I wonder. There has been a recent rash of panty snatchings in the area. Were they all you? I'm sorry, but I did it for science. Oh, what? I sighed. I looked away from what he was saying. It's the night that who sees the truth realize within panties, yet woe was I for once again the lace pan. Enough of you. So leaves one thing unexplained. You refer to our witness's utter lie, yes? The witness claims he saw the crime from the south, but it was in fact the north. Indeed. Would anyone care to explain why he lied about that? Yeah, dude, what was going on with that? Be my guest, Air Forehead. Why me? Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say you do not accuse the witness of murder? Why then did the witness lie about his location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea? Apollo, there's something about the way the diagram is arranged right now. When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a garbage can? Well, Mr. Justice, what say you? Do you have any evidence to show why the witness lied about his location? So you did steal the bloomers, now we can talk about these bloomers. The evidence that shows why he lied is this. Oh my god, come on, man! How many panties did you steal? How many panties do you carrying in your pocket, Air Forehead? These are the last, honest! Maybe later I'll get more if it's involved in the case. Fuck. They were found in the trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram, we can see that the trash can was right next to where the witness stood. Mr. Sickler, you did it. Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties. I can't even unravel a pair of panties. Wow. So, these panties are your handiwork as well? Oh my god. That night I had been chased, hounded into his clinic garage. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how it felt? How I felt? I mean, you could have put it in your pocket. She kind of lost track of you at that point. No, wait, no. She knew you were in there. And then you just... That's right. She said she saw the assailant go in the garage. She just couldn't go in herself. Or didn't want to, I guess. Believe me, I'd rather not. I hid in the garage for a short while. Then, abandoning the panties, I made for home. To avoid the office where the girl works, I went towards the south entrance. When I saw them hanging there on a clothesline by a giant mansion. A giant pair of panties, which, by the way, you stole a giant pair of panties from a Yakuza group. Not a good idea. Bad idea, buddy. Apparently, he didn't know those bloomers belonged to the mob. I had them safe in my pocket, ready to take home, when I stumbled upon a murder. The murder of Dr. Maractus. I reported what I had seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. What did they search to me? That's when you dispose of the bloomers. Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be born. Ah, fascinating, if disturbing tale. I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close. And I'm more than pleased to dismiss those witnesses for the remainder of this trial and get the fuck out of here. One last thing, if I might. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin. Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made. Only that the defendant, Waki Kitaki, was at the scene of the crime. And he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing. Waki Kitaki has a clear motive. Indeed, the defendant, Waki Kitaki, is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect, in fact, assuming there was no one else at the scene at the time. Yet a mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple has yet to be explained. The court requests further investigation from both defense and prosecution. Yeah, baby. No problem. Very well, this brings the trial for the day to a close. Court is adjourned. Damn. That was day one. Crazy. Save our current progress. I kind of think I might continue going. I did take a nap.